Hello, I'm John Joe. Welcome to Line War. Today we have Imphenzia starting with only 3 territories. Is this some secret strategy? No, they blocked off this entire island and that was all he could pick. RoMad decided to switch islands in the end. He's gone heavy into eco, and that's probably quite a good thing in this game. You see, there isn't a lot of territory here and his starting units can probably capture it all, so he's going straight into the eco, and he's trying to cross the map by the looks of it straight away. He knows that he needs to get back on this island. Remember, Imphenzia is right here, right there, and he's planning to try and conquer this island as fast as possible. The reason they wanted this island so much is because if they pick this side, with these 2 islands, or this side, then the person who's in the middle can just colonize the other side of the map. Because, well, the enemy would have to go through him to do it, pretty much, and it would be harder for them to do that. So Imphenzia is going for air units to try and combat the distance issue, and he's getting some submarines for some stealth in the ocean. So far on this side though, we don't have much because, well, RoMad is going for an eco start, and it takes a while to set up really, because you've got to build all of these and you use your instant builds for that, and then you go your city and you've got to still build some of that. So he is constructing some stuff, and he's just waiting for his units to cross the map. So we'll have a look at what his eco is. 330 straight away. Not very bad. So, Imphenzia started with minimal territories, but it gave him a bit more capital to work with because he didn't have to spend it on territories. Which, in my opinion, I don't ever think you need all the territories anyway. They can be quite good, but I generally like to start with 4 or 5. So, Imphenzia had to start with 3, so this is how he's going to react to it. You got to remember, Imphenzia is the developer of this game. So being forced to do that, he decided that the location was more important than the territories. Because he could have also started on this island, which is again bigger, and you could also get this island and try and go around the map instead. So Imphenzia is probably going to be doing commandos here, I think, to try and cross. Yeah, he's got a transport jet. This one's, they're all commandos actually. He's going to try and get these commandos probably to circle here, or is he just sending them out as well? He's going to use them to expand by the looks of it. And I assume, I don't know where he's going to send that. If I was playing this, I would potentially send it here for the trade routes, or over here, but I can assume Imphenzia already knows that RoMad has started here. It's a very good island. You can have your eco set up here, and it's harder to get to, so it's easy to defend. So I'd probably guess that RoMad was there. Well, my first guess would be that he's somewhere on this island like I was, but if he's not there, that would be where I'd guess. RoMad is trying to set up his navy. He's got cruiser coming out there, which is not great against the submarines, I don't think. I'm not exactly sure which wins that. But also submarines are a lot cheaper, so we have an energy well being built here. This is going to fuel his navy, but to be fair, 1 is usually not enough, and there isn't many other options. Does he have any more? There is one over here, which is just on the corner of this territory. But the submarines are probably going to be able to strike that quite easily, so I think Imphenzia's got a good advantage here. Even being put back a bit by only having 3 territories to start. He's getting his submarines over to try and see what's going on over here. I think he's expecting to see some form of navy. And he just wants to know what's going on there. He's not worried about capturing the territories here. He's going right around them. Just trying to see what's going on there. He's nearly managed to capture half of this island already. RoMad has pretty much captured the majority of it. He's only got this little area to go for next. His next boat of choice is transports and missile ships. And that city is now complete. So with the city, you've got 600 eco this early on a map that you can't build eco up on fast. Imphenzia is already struggling because he had so much capital, he was able to build a lot of production. He hasn't managed to build his energy well yet, so this is going to be a problem. He's got negative eco. He has no energy, and a lot of his units, especially ones he needs on an island map, are going to require a lot of energy. It might have been wise to actually start with an energy well here, right at the beginning, which is something I don't usually recommend. But in this case, where your production is going to outcost your income, it might be what you need to do. However, we don't know that yet, because he hasn't run out of cash or energy. He has used up half his starting energy. Actually, no, I think it started with 20, didn't you? Not 30. I don't even remember. He's already set up some eco, so I'm not sure. He's got some energy. So he's also got another town going, so he's really invested in that eco. And his ships are out there. Submarines might end up catching him. But they haven't spotted him yet, I don't think. Got 3 submarines, and they are running out of that energy faster than even I thought they would. He might not even be able to send his commandos out to expand at this point. He is trying. He's got one going out this way, so he's trying to capture this island. He's trying to go for the eco route at this point because he knows he needs the eco more than he needs to find the enemy. He'll be able to build an energy well soon. He probably doesn't want this one, knowing that the enemy is probably going to come from this way. But I think he just needs it at this point. So he definitely needs an island with energy. Do either of these have energy? No, they don't. So he needs this location here for the energy well. Have it a bit more defendable. But now that he has that set up, he'll at least be able to move his units a bit more. And we have territory being claimed here, so Imphenzia probably knows where RoMad is and what he's doing. We can't see it, so Imphenzia might assume that's a submarine, because it's just on the edge. Oh, we have a boat coming in, which is unfortunate for RoMad because they've already got units there to defend it. And they don't really need much. The RoMad can see Imphenzia's units there as well. And I think Imphenzia has spotted out. He's pulling away, so he thinks there's more coming, I think. But otherwise, he should be able to take these on. He's got an orange line, so they will just attack anyway. But he can't move his submarines. Well, he can now. As soon as I say that, it comes online, and the energy is now producing, so he can now move his submarines over in this direction. But Imphenzia doesn't really know what he's up against yet. He hasn't had a chance to scout out the enemy. But Imphenzia's eco has increased here. As you can see, that is a drastic change. That is not because he's suddenly gained a load of income. It's because he's taken away his barracks production. Doesn't really need it anymore because he's already claimed the island, so he's turned it off. Try and balance out his eco so he could get that energy well going. It's probably how he got the money for it in the first place. I didn't spot what he actually did to get it at the time, but I think that's what he's done now. And Imphenzia's just trying to get these islands, and trying to get the town here. He wants the extra eco. This one's quite important as well because that's a trade route, and that will definitely boost eco later on. They're going to come in towards the sub-pen, but the sub-pen itself is also stealthed. Not this time. It looks like RoMad can see it with the missile, with the destroyer there. That's why, because destroyers can see through stealth quite well. I thought that was a missile ship. And RoMad is targeting that energy well. Like I said, it's very easy for the enemy to target that. However, the submarines, no, they were there. They have moved. But there's a lot to defend that with right now. But I think RoMad will actually get in there, but he won't be able to defend from it. Won't be able to stay there for long. Imphenzia is prepared already, and he's going to try and kick them out before they even get off the boat. Submarines are moving. I wouldn't worry about that too much. We haven't seen many boat activity yet, not like transport boats. I'd probably just keep those here to defend your sub-pen right now. But I think he's worried about more boats coming in. But we don't actually have a lot of ground production from RoMad, so he doesn't really need a lot of boats. And in my opinion, at this point in the game, it would be more important to take over these other little islands with that boat. But RoMad is going in for the kill on this sub-pen, and he is in there, but those subs are coming in to defend it. There's actually quite a lot more subs there than I thought. So yeah, they probably will be able to take that out before the sub-pen goes down, but there is a few ships they have to go through. The missile ship's coming in as well. That is probably a mistake. You don't want that going in there right now. You've lost this area. Pull it back. He is retreating. And Imphenzia, has he managed to claim over here much? Yeah, he has got some of it. He probably could send out another commando unit over there, but he is going on the offense, sending in a few commando groups in different locations on that map. And they're going to spread out across, and they are all full of commandos. Got 5 transport jets going in. Try and take out RoMad right now. RoMad went by boat, and Imphenzia's going by air, and this is not only is this a good idea, for an attack, like for striking certain structures. But RoMad doesn't really have much on the ground to defend with, and also these planes are giving you a very good vision over what's going on within RoMad's base. He's trying to build up some barracks now, so you can tell he was unprepared for this. But those commandos are already on the field, and these barracks have to build themselves and then start training units. And we've already taken out one of the structures here. We can't really see where they come out now, because we have to take note of where they were from RoMad's perspective. But from Imphenzia, we can see he's trying to move something over here, take out the barracks before they get built. We can see the city there, which is possibly something I'd target. Go straight in for that while these guys are building. I wouldn't go for the kill here, but these commandos could seriously hinder RoMad's economy in the future, and that's definitely something I'd be targeting right now. Going straight towards the barracks there, and he probably could take out this energy as well, and I think that's RoMad's only energy well, so that could be another high target there. But we do have a few infantry groups coming in, and Imphenzia, you just got to remember, you can just send them back over again. He's got quite a few units here. So he's got his units over here right now, which means RoMad's units are coming up this direction. So I'd probably send in a group of commandos here, here, and here to target the ship pens, and that could help with the ocean later on. But maybe you don't need to, because he's sending in his submarines to do that job for him instead. And he does have quite a large force of them. He's got 2 strays over here, which is good for protection. He's got another one over there. So I think he's purposely leaving them there to just keep himself defended from any ocean-based attacks. Commandos did get that energy well, which means RoMad is out of energy production, but he does still have energy storage over here. I don't think Imphenzia can see that. Yes, he can. Even though it's through the forest, he can see that, but he's going to run out of it soon. So Imphenzia is going to go around here and trying to run away from these units over here. I think that's his main objective right now. RoMad, on the other hand, is using his stored energy to defend from these submarines. So if you're wondering whether you need to store energy, like I normally do, because I don't normally store the energy, I just produce it and I use up as much as I produce. That's why you need to do it, because he lost all of his energy production and was still able to defend in the ocean at a time that he really needed it. So, what is Imphenzia doing while he is defending over, distracting over there? So he's sending in more units over in this direction to take out these structures here while they're pretty much undefended once again. And he could probably take out the barracks, town, and this town as well, which is going to hinder his production just as much as the distraction was over there. And Imphenzia can just keep doing this. The commandos might be an expensive infantry unit, but they can produce really fast, and all he needs in the ocean is submarines. So he's saving up all of his cash and energy from the navy, and is able to just send in these transport jets. But RoMad had a good idea. He's moved his anti-air units over here. Actually, they're destroyers. They're not missile ships. If he had missile ships, he'd be able to send them in over here for a better anti-air, which he does have 1, 2. However, the submarines are coming in over there, which RoMad cannot see. Otherwise, he'd be moving his destroyers back over in that direction. He's lost the town there. I think Imphenzia's got 1 commando up here left over. And we can hear the submarines shooting this. We can see their effect, but we can't see them themselves. But RoMad might take a little longer to notice what's going on over there. And Imphenzia might have spotted those sub-pens. He has. Those commandos are going straight for the sub-pens as well to stop any stealth activity going on. But RoMad is out of energy now, so even if he has noticed this, he can't do anything about it. So RoMad, at the moment, is pretty much dead in the water until this energy well builds. And he's going to lose his sub-pens as well for that at the same time. The energy well has been produced. He's sending his ships over there to try and defend against these submarines. They're coming in this way, which means they could retreat up that way to attack this one if these destroyers get there in time. RoMad does have units expanding on other maps, and he is trying to get energy up and running there as well. I've just noticed that. So he should always have energy now, because Imphenzia doesn't know about that area. What does Imphenzia know about? He hasn't seen the energy well. He's got the energy well over in the water here. And he's able to get this island. He's just about claiming this island, which is a bit late in general, but he did focus a lot of effort on the attacks over here, which did really well at hindering RoMad. Imphenzia is now just trying to run away from the army that's come in through this way, and I think he's probably just going to try and escape. Because RoMad is probably going to give chase to these submarines there. He's going for helicopters to try and take out these commandos, which is probably quite a good idea. They are quite good with their vision, especially when they build up in numbers. But RoMad was able to keep hold of his city, and he's got his energy back online. He was able to defend from that pretty well. And the submarines have come back in for an attack over here. The destroyers are going to chase them, but they are quite low in numbers themselves. There's one destroyer over here, pretty much on his own, with the transport boat, which is now sunk. And 3 destroyers coming in with a missile ship, so these submarines could probably take them all out, I think. On the other side of it, Imphenzia is building up another submarine army, so even if they don't, he can still take the rest out with what he's got there. Ah, I didn't spot what RoMad did over here. He's got some units up on the northern part of this map. And Imphenzia has reacted by sending some of his units over there. I don't know what RoMad has in that mountain. He doesn't seem to have anything. Just a couple of units. But Imphenzia is not taking that risk. He can always bring these commandos back down for an attack later. He's just trying to make sure there are no structures up there and he can take over this island peacefully. Over on this side, he does have that whole area that he's expanding through. He did lose the submarines up here. I think what happened was he was trying to attack this navy yard, and as he was, it's heavily damaged. The ships came in and destroyed them while they were distracted attacking the structure. We do have commandos over here. We got one attacking the storage, which is unfortunate. There's quite a few of them there. They are going to take that out. Helicopters coming in to try and defend it. Imphenzia doesn't actually have a command on them. They're just there. So they are just attacking that on their own free will. But they are pretty much surrounded now, and I think RoMad's going to be able to take those out quite easily. It would be worth trying to retreat and trying to sneak around to see if you can save any, but Imphenzia is probably focused on other things. We've got a cruiser snuck in through the back end of Imphenzia's base. Going through this direction, and RoMad can see this energy well over here, and he's also trying to claim this island. So if he does manage to get this territory here, he could end up building structures on it and kick Imphenzia off it. Imphenzia does know about this, and he is about to take him out. He doesn't know what's there. But he knows he hasn't claimed the territory yet, so there's no structures there yet. There is 2 territories here, no, 3 territories that Imphenzia's missed right now. But he might be able to go back for him in a bit. He's going for another attack. He's sending in his submarines to protect the transport jets via the water, and he's also going for an attack on this area. Sending in commandos into the forest. I think he saw the helicopters come up from there. That or he was just trying to drop them in stealthily. And from RoMad's perspective, there is a lot of commandos in one place right now. And that airfield has gone down pretty fast. A lot of units coming into that area though, but I think Imphenzia, if he's focused on this area right now, he could get those out of there. He spotted a route out and he's going that way, which gives him a good position for the city or the town. Don't know if he's going to attack it because it does take quite a while to destroy it, so I think that's why he's worried about attacking the city, because it will end up being no gain. It'll leave him exposed for a while. The submarines are escaping that route, but I think they could probably take that on. I mean, there's 2 destroyers, yes, but there's 1 cruise ship, and I think, what, 7 submarines firing at 3 ships should be quite effective. He's even got some more submarines coming in now. He's got 3 units of production. He's only using this airfield for transport jets. Kind of making it like there's not much of a threat from the air, so it's not worth investing any anti-air in for RoMad, but at the same time, he really does need to stop those commandos from dropping in. Two commandos have managed to survive up in this area. They are going to try and sneak around, but I don't think RoMad is going to let him just survive. I think he is going to try and hunt him down and take him out. Over on this side, RoMad still has one unit over here, just randomly managed to survive, and Imphenzia hasn't managed to deal with it yet. He is claiming the territory, and Imphenzia is going to stop him, but that one unit, not even stealthed, is eluding a Commando. And those transport jets are flying directly over this shipyard. Imphenzia is going to keep dropping in Commandos, pretty much uncontested. They are able to get in there and be dropped in this location. But unfortunately, that is quite a lot of units to defend with. I think he's just trying to take out this shipyard, as fast as he can, and that is what his main objective is there. If he can stop his units at sea, then his submarines can control the coastlines and stop RoMad from actually having access to the ocean. Which was successful just in time as well, because he lost his units just as that happened. From RoMad's perspective, he has this island here as well, and he is able to sort stuff out. He's got an airfield being built there as well, or constructed there with transport jets, so he's planning to invade Imphenzia in just the same way he's doing to him. We do have some activity up here. It looks like submarines are attacking that shipyard. Not as effective. They could just like go in there really quick and take it out. But they are still shooting at it. It looks like Imphenzia is fixing that now. He's moving them a bit closer. And Imphenzia is now going for the other islands, trying to make sure he has control over all of the map. And not just trying to keep RoMad to this island, just in case he has gotten to the other islands, which we already know that he has. We can see the energy wells put up there. We can see transport jets moving out now for RoMad. Did lose a shipyard up in the north. That transport jet is going straight for the energy well over here, which is not a bad idea. You always want to take out the energy, but there is one in the water, and you don't control that water. You are going to have to build air units or try and get more shipyards up and running. Commandos have been dropped, so they are going to try and take out this airfield to stop any commandos coming back through. And it gives Imphenzia more knowledge about what's going on with the enemy. I don't think those commandos are going to manage to take out this airfield. There is only one left, and I think he's going to go down to the riflemen either side of him. He is surrounded by quite a few of them. Over on this island, though, the commandos dropped without a problem, and they are going to expand, and that island is now Imphenzia's. We'll have a quick look at the eco at this point. Most of the area is taken by players. Both players retreating from each other there. Neither player wanted to commit to that engagement. Imphenzia wants his submarines to build up. Anyway, so the economy for Imphenzia is at 1,000 per minute on an island map. That's actually pretty good. And RoMad is pretty much at the same point. So economy-wise, both players are at the same situation, but RoMad has invested a lot more, as far as I can tell, into industry and cities, towns, eco-structures in general, whereas Imphenzia still has the capability to build some, and especially these trade routes, which it looks like he's going to slowly start doing now. Setting this one up next would be a very good idea, because then it's a really close route, and then you can also set up this one as well, which would set up 2 different trade routes with only 3 of them. And then you can start working on the others. His commandos are moving in straight on the energy well instead this time. But I think RoMad has this energy well over here. I know it's destroyed recently. Yeah, but it's already been built and it's already going up again. Imphenzia is doing a mass harassment tactic here, and that's how he plans to win. Just slowly weaken the enemy until they are no more. But RoMad has about 1,100 left over, so he can still spend a lot of money on some structures to see what else he can do here. He has quite a lot of energy stored up, because he has this energy well on this random island down there. RoMad is moving out some navy units across this area to try and spot what he can spot, take over some territories. And he has some helicopters in the water to try and take out those submarines. And the submarines are literally circling them. Like, no, we're not there, just moving out the way. And he does have submarines up here as well, so he's got good vision over the ocean. There is this gap here, which I would be nervous about. I'd have something there just to try and spot something. And end of the match has been reached. I think Imphenzia has backed RoMad into a corner pretty much. Taken away all of his navy. I'm assuming Imphenzia has won this match. Especially with the attacks being discovered down here, so the commanders could just drop down and take out the airfield once again. Anyway, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you think RoMad won this match? And there are 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click one and subscribe to the channel if you want to. See you around. Thanks, guys.